Hello, hello, hello. How we doing? Oh my goodness, what a day. What a day. Just made it to the stream on time. Just made it. But how are you all doing? Let me just say at first, thank you, Rosa, for... I can't put it up on the screen because it was before the stream. For doing us like a super chat of $5. Thank you so much, Rosa. Always appreciate you. So kind for doing that. It makes a difference. And you also said, hello everyone, JC, thanks for all the episodes. Looking forward to your live streams. It's helped me and others immensely. That's so kind of you. So kind. There was also another chat, but I cannot see it. It won't let me scroll. But I think it was from Hans, and all I see is appreciated. With some stars and things, so sorry about that, Hans. Nestor is here as well on Facebook. Great to have you here. Welcome. The Grim is here. The Grim is here even. Welcome, my friend. Great to have you. Michelle is here saying, hi Joseph, how are you? I'll be listening while laying down. Starting a job tonight. Well, congratulations. Congratulations. So you're resting before you go. Thank you for all you do for us. Well appreciated. Well, thank you. So kind. Makes me want to keep streaming forever and ever and ever. Mina is here as well saying, hi everyone. Welcome, my friend. Great to have you here. Hey, Samantha. Great to have you back as well. Welcome. And Rachel subscribes on YouTube. Great to have you. Welcome. I go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Although I have to say Friday is my last stream because I'm going back to England on Sunday. But other than that, I usually go live pretty consistently. We also have Joe saying, good evening, Joseph Clough. How are you doing this fine summer day? Is it summer? Or in spring still? Isn't May spring? All my life I thought May, my birthday month, was spring. But great to have you here, Joe. Oh, and Michelle asked how I'm doing, and as did you. So I have had a day go crazy. Lightning quick. Just like one thing after another. All good things, of course, but just crazy busy. I haven't stopped. I managed to grab, in a short period of time, a 3-mile run. So I managed to do that, which was good as well. But yeah, I'm not stopping either. It's going to be a late evening this evening. But I get to relax soon. When I go back to England. Hey, Superstar Lynn, great to have you here. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Smap says you've helped greatly. I started the allergy program only 3 days in and I haven't had to take my allergy medication since day 2 yesterday. Yeah, get one of those. Look at that. Allergies can disappear. Yes, they can. That's so awesome. Congratulations and thank you so much. Mina says, your hypnos got me through my first Mother's Day without my mum. It was a good day overall. Thank you. Oh, you're most welcome, my friend. So pleased. I mean, I can't imagine it because I've not had that experience, but so pleased that you were able to go through it and have it as a good day overall. So we can honor still, right? We can still honor. So thank you. Thank you for your kind words, everybody. Really appreciate that. Oh, I see. I see. Yeah, I thought spring was still May. When is summer? When does summer start? I always see it as like August. I actually see it as July in my mind. July, August, September. I'll give those 3 months to summer. But I think I'm wrong. But there we go. Let's just relax. Now got onto the stream. A minute late, but we got onto the stream. Allow the music to allow us to chill. I've got like pen mark over me. Pen mark. Oh my goodness. What a mucky pup. Sebastian, he's at the vet but just got back. Good news, his eye pressure is good. So that's great. What else? I don't know. But it seems like you get far busier trying to create a holiday before and after. But I will be looking forward to getting back. Having some British food. Hey Med, great to have you here as well. Welcome. All the way in London. And be sure to subscribe, like, and hit the bell if you want to be notified when I go live or upload a new video. And I have some for you for when I'm away. So we've got some videos set up to be able to make that happen. So you'll be covered. Don't worry, we're all good. Thank you so much. Yeah, he's doing good. Mr. C was wandering around a second ago. So he's good. When I'm home, am I ever tempted to stay there? Depends what time of year. If it's this time of year, I don't know about this time of year at the moment. I spoke to my granddad today, and he said it was warming up, but it's still pretty chilly. It's all about the weather. So no. I would move closer. Like staying closer, like Spain and something, or like that I would. But it's just the weather. It's just the weather. I know we have some crazy people on here say they love the cold, but I'm not a fan of the cold or the rain or the wind. The one thing that I would potentially do, and it would still be a push, and that would be living on the beach at the sea. Not the ocean, the sea. That's something because I've been there for, that place looks good. Cost of living sometimes tempts me, because I live in San Diego, which is quite, it's an investment. Speaking of saying about cold weather, I think it was you, Christy, right? Who said you thrive off cold weather. Unless I'm wrong, but I think so. Nice. That's good. Keep that weather. And also, thank you so much. But yeah, I don't think I'd see myself going back to England. I don't think so. Just maybe closer. I thought it was you, Christy. Oh my goodness. Makes no sense. But I'm pleased there's people out like that out there in the world who like the cold. That means it leaves a little bit more room for where I want to be in the warm. I'd love to live in the cold. Like, I'd love to love the cold. Because it'd make life so much easier. Because there's a lot of cold places. Hey, Nova Charter, great to have you here. Welcome. Grim was here as well. Thank you so much for stopping by on Twitch. Okay. I see. I see. I just like the warmth. I want the sunshine. Yes. I could do Portugal. I thought about Portugal. Spain, Portugal. Anywhere warm. But San Diego's fine for now. So I actually like lease an apartment. I had a house, but I sold it. And in this like apartment complex, it's beautiful, swimming pool and things like that. But it is up in October, so I get to make a decision as to where I want to live. Hey, welcome back to the stream as well. Appreciate that. I'm very grateful for you, for being here. Oh my goodness. I've seen videos of that and it's kind of eerie, right? Because it's kind of quiet and then suddenly like that kind of... Have I been to Mexico on holiday? I went to Cabo, which is the west, which I'm sure you know, but I'm just explaining in general. The west of Mexico. So it's very California weather still. But I've never been to Cancun. Great to have you here, Billy. Welcome, welcome. Oh my goodness. Rich is here. San Diego, the best place to live. I presently absolutely agree. I've never lived in a better place. So thank you, Rich. I get to see you on Wednesday as well. It's going to be amazing. But yeah, if I were to move, it would have to have the same weather. But going back to the original question, would I ever move back to England? I'm very, very doubtful. Very, very doubtful. But yeah, I love the sand. And of course, Rich is there in San Diego, so we get to hang out. Rich, if you remember, we might be doing something this Friday evening. I've still got to research. But before I go, Rich wants to celebrate my birthday. Rose, I was saying thank you so much for your kind super chat. Thank you so much. I know you've done that before. And I'm so pleased you're walking your dog. Amma. That's a beautiful name. Have I been to Sammy Hagar's bar in Cabo? No idea. I stayed, so this place was crazy expensive. And I was just a guest. So it's my ex-wife's best friend's ex-husband's place. And he wasn't there, so we're allowed to go there. And it was the movie with Ben Stiller was filmed there. I think it was called The Heartbreak Kid. And it was ridiculously expensive. A beer was like $25. So it was quite the place. There we go. Absolutely. That's true. But we get the LA people coming down here. Says the person who's in San Diego who's English. Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, well, I get commercials for Alaska and Canada. So when I get commercials on the TV, I see ones for like Alaska and Canada mainly. Oh, I see. I didn't know that. I know that one song of Van Halen, that. There we go. I think that's Van Halen. while you're here. And that means we can get started very soon. I don't even know. Like I said, I had to rush to this stream. I was a minute late. I don't even know what episode number we're on. But it is going to be 824, my lucky number, 24. 824. 824. Remember that, please. Well, my friend, hopefully this this stream will help, but go ahead and check out all the other episodes as well, especially like the hypnosis ones. That's going to hopefully really help you make that change. But I know you can make that change. Just kind of consider like what has to happen to be the person I want to be. And start listening to the hypnosis sessions. They're going to resonate because you can get through it. I know that without a doubt. But this episode may help, and also the other 3 episodes. There's lots of hypnosis ones there. You've got it, my friend. It was amazing on the beach in the Westgate, Kent last year. If only it was sun all around. Have you been to this neck of the woods? I don't know. So Westgate, Kent would be London, right? I don't know. Probably-ish. Maybe. Probably, maybe. Someone in my group. I don't sing. I do sing to Mr. Cuddles, though. I do actually sing to Mr. Cuddles, but that's the only time you'll see me. Awesome, congratulations. Feeling great. So I could move to the southeastern coast on the Atlantic, be between Portugal and the Gibraltar Strait, leading into Morocco. Yeah, if I were to move from San Diego, I would have to have that weather. Hopefully this will help. Awesome. Near Margate. I've never been to Margate. I remember, wasn't Only Fools and Horses, didn't they go to Margate on the outing? For those in England will know that reference more. I don't think it got out here. Is it really? I know people in Southern Carolina, and it's humid, right? The bugs. I might be wrong, but based on what people I know lived in. Yeah, I know the da 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 da. I can't even get it right. I need some music to get it in, but no. The Mr. C does. He gets my voice. There we go. I'd have to have that. It would have to have that. Go to freehypnosis.com. So interestingly enough, I only heard about this. So that's what I thought would be a good idea to lean into. That's actually how I got my ideas. Supposedly it was a trend on TikTok. Never heard of it in my life. Never even watched a TikTok on it. But I thought, Lucky Syndrome, that's a good idea. So I was thinking, well, can we do a lucky coaching, a lucky podcast, but also a hypnosis session, which will be on Wednesday. The last live hypnosis session for a few weeks. So yeah, I thought we'll ride that train. Okay. I wouldn't know about that area. I've never been there. Yes, we do have beaches in England. We're an island, so we've got lots of nice beaches around. Like, if you search, like, Cornwall, we got the Great White Cliffs of Dover as well, which is not really a beach, it's just a cliff. It's like all like chalk. Where my dad lives in Bournemouth, amazing beach. Brighton has an amazing beach as well. It's just more of the weather sometimes. There we go, look, Cornwall, that's what I said. Somerset, yeah, the southwest is where I would say the most beautiful beaches are in England. Yeah, type in any of those though. And that's true. At Newquay, right? Newquay in Cornwall. That's where a lot of surfers go. I will do. I think I'm back on I come back on a Sunday. I may take Monday off because of jet lag, but I will be probably streaming again on the 7th. That would entail, because I get back on the 4th. Yeah, a lot of people go to Newquay for surfing. Yep. There we go. Yeah, England has some great beaches. Some will have the stones. But where my dad lives, it kind of goes down to the beach, and it's just got like the promenade, and you just kind of can run. And I love running by the ocean or the sea, and it's really, really nice. Well, I'll be in London for one day, but it's with my brother and my niece. We're going to some event, and then we might be going for an Indian. That's to be confirmed. So that's the only time I'm going to be really in London, other than at Heathrow. And then, like Heathrow, I'm going straight to the trains to go visit my mum, and then doing the circle. Gets the trains back. And then, yeah, it's a real tight trip, so it might be a little bit tricky. But thank you, appreciate that. You never know if something pops up, for sure. There we go. There's always a place out there. Yes, that's where I like running. Funny enough, when I was last there was some strikes as well, but it was okay. I had to stand for about 45 minutes on a train though, which wasn't nice, considering I'd been on a plane for 11.5 hours, and then 2 hours before that at the airport, and then an hour getting out the airport, then going through London, first leg, and then having to stand again on a hot train because it was overcrowded. So that wasn't that nice, but yeah, I was there last time when they had the strikes. But I feel like London, or the trains strike a lot. Okay, should we get into the episode? I'll see what I can. I'll see what I can do. I know I've got 2 Indian restaurants set up. Yay! Yeah. Let's get to it. Episode 824, or keep chatting. I would love to keep chatting. I genuinely would. But I've been so non-stop today, and my day is not gonna finish. And it started really early. and it's going to go to this evening. So I might need to start the episode. We can have a little chat afterwards as well, though. I've heard of Myrtle Beach. Okay, let's get to it. So if you don't know, I go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. East Coast, 11 p.m. in the United Kingdom. I will be taking a break, as I've just been saying, but I will be back to the usual stream schedule when I'm back. But today is more motivational. Wednesday is going to be hypnosis, in this case, based on the same topic. So we're going to do a lucky hypnosis session. And then we'll go ahead and on Friday do an episode. Oh, actually, Friday is going to be a Q&A. I thought we'd just end the last live stream with a Q&A. So get your questions ready, and we can do that on Friday. So let me go ahead and turn down this music for a little bit, and then quickly hydrate. Enjoy the silence. It's good to feel silence. To feel silence? To hear and feel, I guess. And we'll get to it. Okay. Gotta remember where my buttons are. Okay. 8, 2, 4. Let's go. Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Joseph Clough, and this is episode 824. Crazy to think we've done over 800 episodes, but in today's episode, we are talking about getting and becoming lucky. You see, of course, if we think of what lucky really means, it's like something beyond ourselves. Like if we think of, oh, that person's just lucky, it means they haven't done the work and it just happened to them, or it fell into their lap, or they're at a lucky streak. And ultimately, we know that's not true. You see, I like to think luck is about opportunity, but on top of opportunity, it's the willing to take conviction upon that opportunity. Like you've still got to do the work. But let's talk about what unlucky is in the perspective of the unconscious mind. You see, you can fall into the trap of believing that you're unlucky, that we buy into a story that we're unlucky. Like, nothing ever works out for me. I always have bad relationships. I can never get a break. But the problem with that is you are actually hypnotizing yourself to fulfill that narrative, to fulfill the same story. And I might push up against some of your boundaries here, and that's okay. I like to think we should be able to push up against our own boundaries, or to see if they're real, to see if they're not, see if it's reality or if it's subjective perception of what we think is possible. But if you do go through certain events in your past, it can make you feel like that luck is not on your side. Because why? I've got all this evidence, a trail of evidence, that nothing has gone right, where it just makes me feel lost and alone and therefore unlucky. And therefore we start to project that into our future. Right? We think, well, based on my past evidence, based on my past data that I've had through those significant emotional events or traumas, it must mean that I have bad luck. It must mean things are going to get worse for me. You see, the way that our brain is coded, we need that data to be able to think of what could happen. It's the only way we really survive, because you haven't got any other counter evidence, right? You only know what's happening based on your past experience. That's your evidence of what you think is or is not possible. So therefore you take that collection of evidence and go, well, this is what I can predict, right? This is what I predict in my future based on all the data that I have. So if you've gone through, say, a sequence of bad relationships, based on that data, you will predict the unluckiness of more bad relationships. Or if I've gone through lots of poverty growing up, or people have taken money from me, or I can't get like a good career or the salary that I want, that data becomes my evidence of what could happen or what I'm really predicting in the future. So that creates this unlucky narrative. But also with the unlucky narrative, what happens is just like how we said what lucky is, that is something just falls into your lap and you did nothing, right? That's like, it just happened to me when I'm lucky. Well, the same goes when it comes to unlucky. The badness fell into your lap. In other words, it's beyond your control. So now, not only have we got that past data predicting the unluckiness, we're now causing it to be beyond our control. We're pushing out all opportunities. We're kind of having reasons as to why we are like we are. But I'm telling you right now, if you want to stop what unluckiness is, we've got to also recognize our own part in this narrative. It's one thing to be hypnotized by those people or those past events, but it's another thing to put up with it. I think today we should take a stand for what is right. Take a stand for something more. To take a stand for not living the same story. Because on the one hand, I would never want that to be passed down to my friends and my family or, say, children. And on the other hand, it's only going to ever keep me stuck. So if I'm going to make a change to be lucky, I've got to ask myself, what part am I playing in this story? Like, what am I consciously, but more importantly, unconsciously creating as that narrative? Like, am I buying into that belief system that I am unlucky? Am I buying into the belief system that relationships aren't worth my time because it only creates pain? Am I buying into the narrative that I am a poor person, that I must stay in poverty? Because whatever I identify with, I will start to use that as a prediction of what is possible or what is not possible. So think about how you identify as an unlucky person, as we just term it unlucky, and then on the counter, if you were to make that change, or if you were to know someone, wherever you really know them, or if you could just imagine, how would that identity be different for the lucky person when everything just happens for them? You see, some people will go, well, life just happens to me. I like to think, well, life happens for me. Not in a negative way, like it's all about me, but I'm just saying, a bit like in the book, my goodness, The Alchemist. There's a sentence in the book, which is, the world is, I think it's either the world or the universe, but the world is conspiring in your favor. That to me is being lucky. Like when things are conspiring in your favor, not to you, not against you, but for you. So if you were to take like two viewpoints, looking through the unlucky eyes of all this past data causes me to go, that must mean I'm unlucky. That must mean I'm only ever going to get bad relationships, bad abundance, or more debt and all those things. And then switch. Look through the eyes of what is lucky. How does that feel? You see, when I do that, I feel like life is happening for me, as I said. It's coming to me. The abundance is coming to me. The opportunities are coming for me. But on the same notion, there's that aspect of me goes, well, I'm going to take advantage of that opportunity. I'm going to be open for the opportunity. I'm going to be open for the abundance in known and unknown ways, in seen and unseen ways. You see, if I say and look through that perspective, it feels light. And in the same notion, it makes me go, I'm lucky because I'm worthy. I'm worthy of the good things. I'm deserving of the good things. I know that I'm enough for the good and great. You see, when you come from that place of worthiness, deservingness, and knowing you are enough, how could you possibly not feel lucky as being here? Like that gratitude to know that you're enough. The gratitude for getting to live, getting to love, getting to do what you want to do on your terms. To me, that's being lucky. I think if you were to write down all the things we're grateful for, you may be surprised, but we're so locked into the unluckiness of what we think life throws at us. And I know some people go, well, but my history, my data and experiences says the opposite of that. But just because it shows up as the opposite, just because you haven't had the best childhood, and I'm not saying this in a light way, I'm hopefully trying to say this in a loving, supportive way, that we're not going to truly be our authentic self if we don't take a stand for your self-worth. If we don't take a stand for you're enough and that you're capable. Yes, you gotta do some work. Like I said, luck is opportunity and almost like the talent to go, I'm ready to make this change. Like the willingness, the openness to those opportunities, the decisiveness. So even if the data is saying no, 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 you've got to come from a place of going, yes. Why? Because I'm worth it. Yes, because I deserve a good, loving relationship. And it's going to be hard in the beginning because we are going against all the opposite data. But like I said, just because we've got that data out there, is there other data which shows the opposite? Are there other people out there who have healthy, wonderful, loving relationships? Are there people out there who are doing good in the world or got to that place being abundant? Well, if it's possible for them, it's possible for you. We've just got to take a moment and reflect and go, okay, what can I be grateful for now? What is it about me that I can start to look into my own self-worth? Maybe it's right now that the fact that you are paying attention to this episode, in other words, you're paying attention to your own needs, because a lot of people don't. A lot of people won't be invested in time to work upon themselves. Some people will be locked into their pain, but you're here, which to me means you have the potentiality, you have the willingness to step into your self-worth. So take a stand. Decide that even though this stuff has happened to me, today's I'm going to start to allow life to happen for me. It's because I know that I'm going to work on my esteem. I know that I'm going to go all in on my self-worth. Because then you'll change the narrative. And once again, look through the eyes of the person, if you could imagine to do so, through the person who feels lucky every single day. Notice there's no resistance. Even that person might go, even though there's an economic crisis, I'm going to be lucky today. I get to live and I get to love. Even though money is not showing up right now, I'm open to receive it. I am the lighthouse to that abundance. Or we could say to relationships, to career, or whatever fits your desires. But we've got to understand that it's to be lucky is to something that you get to construct, that you get to work on. And notice the sentences I'm saying here. I'm doing it deliberately, that you get to. You get to create your own luck, by deciding you are more than that past experience. So if you're going to model the difference between that unlucky mindset, it's like everything's happening to that person. They are the consequence of life. They are the result of trauma. They're the result of their pain. That everything happens to them. And when I try it on, because I've been there, I'd feel like, honestly, it's coming to me, like against me. Whereas when I flip into the mode of abundance, I feel like it's coming to me, but I'm open. I always love the sentence, whatever you desire, desires you too. Right? Think about that. Whatever you desire, desires you too. Now, if we're coming from the unluckiness mindset, if we're honest, what are we desiring there? I'm not saying you consciously desire trauma or unluckiness, but think about the energetic feeling to it. It's the expectation of being unlucky. It's the expectation of another bad relationship. It's the expectation of more money going out than coming in. So the expectation is something that you start to define as who you are. Your expectations become your reality. Your expectations become your labels of what you see for life, of what is and what is not possible. But we want to be able to go, well, what can I expect that is good? What can I expect that is working for me? Now, the good news is, on the next episode, I'm going to be doing a hypnosis session around this, trying to and going for undoing those negative expectations of more pain or trauma, and instead flipping the switch, flipping the mindset of going, well, I want to expect the good and great because I'm worthy of it. I'm deserving of it. And one thing I also want to make sure we cover is this. Have you ever been in a mindset when things get good, I expect it to go away from me? Like, I might get it temporarily, but something's around the corner and it's going to get taken away from me. That is another common thing that we need to let go on the hypnosis session as well. Because that is a form of self-sabotage. That is a form of I'm not enough to keep the good things. I'm not worthy of it, because we're equating in our mind that expectation that if I get something good, it's going to take away, or something bad's going to happen to even the playing field of that. So when we dive into this as a psychology, I want our expectations to go, I'm allowed good things, and even more good things are coming my way. And maybe say that to yourself. I know it's just words right now, but I always love this kind of the frame of reference in a sentence that good things are happening for me in known and unknown ways. I don't know how, but I'm excited to find out. I'm going to just carry on radiating the gratitude that I get to live and love. I get to be here today. And if I get to be here, I get to receive. I get to create. I get to define my expectations. So maybe it's time to expect more from ourselves. It's time to do the work. One of the, on my past group coaching calls this weekend, we're talking about kind of doing the work. Because if you do the work, you get the results. You do. If you start to undo the limiting beliefs that were kind of instilled and hypnotized through those experiences to us, if we undo that, you are letting go of the limiting belief to then have the openness to what is possible. To go, actually, yeah, maybe I am enough. I am worthy of that abundance. In fact, even though I went through the past traumas, even though that's been my narrative, today I stop that. I hand it over because it's not serving me. It's not protecting me. Instead, I'm going to decide and declare, but I'm going to be more today. And I don't know how. I love being surprised, but I'm open to the surprise of the good things. And that creates a new expectation. And in the beginning, there will be some resistance because you've had this for so long. So be at peace with it. Like, yeah, do more of the deep work and all those things, solve the root cause, all the things I always say. It's important to do that. But start to expect something different. Change the definition of what is possible and the definition of you. And enjoy the complimentary hypnosis session, because I also said section there, but I guess it's a part 2 of this section of the podcast. But the next episode, we'll be doing a hypnosis session all about getting the unconscious mind to do that we don't have to be defined by our past and the traumas we've been through, that we can start to expect something good and great in those known and unknown ways. That is what lucky is to me. It's about being open to receive the good things. It's about radiating that all the good things are coming to me and for me. Life works for me. Have that as your mantra. But with that, I look forward to speaking to you on a future episode. And that future episode, as I said, will be on a hypnosis session on being lucky. You've got it. You get to do this. So I'll speak to you then. Many thanks and goodbye. And welcome back from the podcast. I think it was a little bit shorter than usual. Maybe. Who knows? Like I said, I get to live, and I've been getting a crazy day of stuff I've got to do. So I wanted to be a little bit concise so we get to have a little chat here as well. So how you doing? Let me just scroll back a little bit. If you don't know your boundaries, you'll never know how far you can go. Exactly. It's also the people one talks. If a person is in conversation with others in the lack of, it's time to change. Yes. Change those surroundings. You are the sum of those you surround yourself with. Why not? Just think though how things get passed down. That's why I'm fascinated. How many generations have that unluckiness been? Where really, fundamentally, we're lucky to be alive. In the great grand scheme of things, I don't know how I'm here. Which is pretty weird. Like, how am I here in existence? It kind of sends me in a bit of a interesting thought. But the fact that I exist is amazing. Like, just exist. Exist. That blows my mind. Just think that I get to exist. There was a time when I didn't know anything. I didn't know I existed. There's a time I didn't exist. And then I existed. What are the odds of that existence? And I get to claim that lucky existence. Even in the traumas and the pains that I've had, I get to have the existence. Anyway. I find that's weird, that I get to exist. Yeah. Well, you get to choose. I get to choose to not be in a relationship, and I am so happy about that. Thank you, my friend. Exactly, and that's what I mean by those expectations. So the words and the thoughts and emotions and actions become our expectations. See what I mean? Like, yeah, if that's been passed down to us, that becomes your identity. Our family, say the Cloughs, unlucky. I'm a Clough, I must mean I'm unlucky. And also when you have that as the unluckiness, right? You delete all that is good. All that is good. Like lucky to be in existence, which blows my mind. The luckiness to have the ability to make phone calls by voice. I can make a phone call, my voice, and goes over there. The fact that you're watching this, hearing this through technology is pretty lucky, right? 50 years ago, 30 years ago, even like 10, 15 for this kind of people, like on YouTube kind of thing, like live streaming. Like, we get to be safer than ever before throughout history. Sometimes I think if I were to walk outside, I'm not saying for all places in the world, but the places mostly I've lived, I can most of the time, with being cautious, leave and walk outside and be relatively safe. If you go back, say, 100 years or 200 years, 500 years, how safe would we be? There's a lot to feel lucky about, right? To breathe, to eat. Yeah, I don't understand it. Rosa, let me know when you understand it. Let me know. But the fact that we exist from nothing, regardless of our spiritual or religious beliefs, by the way, because it still fits, that we get to exist because there was a nothingness of us, in a way, depending on our spiritual beliefs, once again, if we believe in past lives and things and other aspects. But then again, we can go, well, I always existed because energy cannot be created or destroyed, right? So, but anyway, it's a whole time continuum of weird and wonderfulness. So my YouTube chat is not coming through again. It's just stopped. But we've got the comment, 40 years ago, you'd be mailing cassette tapes on hypnosis. Yes. When I was getting into it, I was watching the VHS tapes and also the actual cassette tape. So yeah, my YouTube chat's just stopped again. We had that last week, so I can't see if anyone's saying anything on Facebook, but I can look on YouTube because I've got it here. Rose says, I feel like it's a blessing that we have everything that sustains life. Yeah, I mean, they say like the chances of that happening, because you think of all the other planets in the solar system, let alone the other systems around us, to have the right level of oxygen, the right level of gravity, or carbon, I don't know all this stuff, but to have every element in a way to be just enough for us to be here. Weird and wonderful. Religious, spiritual, or atheist is still crazy to me. MD says, I think it's meant to be that we exist. That's a good. So if we just take that as a philosophy, almost when I'm getting hungry, I almost said falafel maybe. The falafelophacy. The falafel-flophacy. There we go. It's a new word. All about the philosophy of falafels. But yes, the philosophy of, I think it's meant to be that we exist. So if that were to be true, if we were to live by that, it must mean if we were meant to exist, we were meant to deliver something, an outcome. And therefore, if our meaning, so in other words, a meaning, if we're there to look for that, if we're here for a reason, what could that be? And therefore it gives us this desire and hope and dream to be able to fulfill it. Lotus Flowers says, amazing, thank you so much. What you said is so helpful. Each day I try to remember to say, I am Love, I feel love, I give love. I love that. Sorry I can't put the chat on the screen. The falafel philosophy. The falafelophacy. Get the URL domain of that. The falafelophacy. But there we go, my friends. Remember this Wednesday, the day after tomorrow, unless you're in Australia, it'll be your Thursday, or New Zealand for that matter. Well, that side of the world, we are doing a hypnosis session at 3 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. East Coast, 11 p.m. United Kingdom. Usually we speak for like 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes on the pre-show, and then we do the content of the episode. It will be a live hypnosis session, so bring some earphones. I'll be moving my voice around your mind, and that means you get it way before it goes out onto the podcast, like a month ahead, pretty much, I think. And then we got a Q&A on Friday, which will be my last stream for a few weeks as I go back home to England. So if you have any questions, store them up and then tune in live so I can answer them. And yeah. MZ says falafel, one of my favorite foods. They are pretty good, right? With hummus. Rosa says we're all going to get falafels. Yeah, falafels are pretty awesome. Hummus is amazing. When I was in Israel, they were very, very adamant about the best hummus. It's a cultural, like, family thing that their family has the best hummus, like almost competitive. It was really fun because I got to try all the different hummuses. Is it hummusize or hummuses? Who knows? Hummuses. Hummuses. Hummusies. I don't know. Hummusize. What's the plural of hummus? But there we go, my friends. Like I said, I'll be back on Wednesday for the hypnosis, Friday for the Q&A. So we'll probably end this stream here. It's a little bit shorter than usual. I know it's still an hour that we've spent together, which is really awesome that we get to have an hour together. Sometimes we go for an hour and 15, an hour and 20, but because I have a ton of stuff I just need to do today, because after all, there's all free. So I've got my actual job as a hypnotherapist and all that kind of stuff I've got to complete before I leave. So that's why, just so you know. MZ says, I've tried to make hummus, but I'm never satisfied. I have tried that as well. And I think it wasn't that good, but it was the olive oil and the tahini has to be a good match, or like avocado oil maybe. And it was I can't remember, but it was saying about making it better by having more tahini in it or whatever. That's all I remember. It's a long time since I made hummus. And thank you, Billy, saying thanks for the stream. I'll see you on Wednesday. Great to have you here on this stream, and I cannot wait to see you on Wednesday. And Rosa says, thanks for this episode. Very awesome. And thank you once again for doing that super chat, Rosa. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you all on Wednesday. Many thanks and good. I want to make it to an hour. We've got 1 minute to an hour, or less than a minute. We can't do there we go. It's an hour now. Just hit midnight for those in England as well. So many thanks and goodbye.